Hello.
How are things?
Things is good. I started the game over.
I'm really liking the West of Loathing. Things friggin' hilarious. Especially when you come, especially every single spittoon. They all have different things. Mostly going on about how you're a disgusting degenerate.
Well, if you think that's funny, check out the browser game. It's even better. It is jam-packed full of references and humor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as I mentioned a moment ago to those that are tuning in, I did start the game over. I am back to where I was last night, albeit I grinded a little bit. But technically, I am at the same spot where I was before. I think the only major change is that I managed to level myself up to where I could fix the piano man. It's the piano player. He sounds much better now.
Mm-hmm. The only annoyance is just trying to find those specific things like a needle. It's like, you never find them. No one really sells them.
I did manage to get the silver stopwatch from the starter town. Unfortunately, I was not able to get whatever was in that little crack in the cave, which still required 3 dynamite. Oh, Reese, anything I can get for you? Hey, Lloyd. I fixed the piano player for you. I thought so. He sounds much better. Thanks a heap, Reese. I offer you a free room exchange, but you've already got one. And I have leveled up one of my skills. Butterbean level 2. Heard you had something interesting back there. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Maybe my info's too old. I found a note from some travelers that passed through here about 8 years ago. Oh, yeah, that was the previous bartender. He had a little trick he used to offer to show people. It's what got him fired eventually. That senator's wife wasn't amused. He rummages around under the bar for a moment, then blows the dust off a tiny piano about 9 inches tall.
Oh, when did you get here?
Here you can keep the piano so long as you don't ask me about the trick. When did I get here? I've been here, actually I've been here. I've always been here. When did you get here?
Dude, I was here a few moments ago. You weren't here.
Was I? Was I really?
He was
You
here.
weren't here a few moments ago. Then I need to go take care of something and come back and find you here.
So anyway, I got myself a miniature piano. It be the right size of a foot-tall tickler of the ivories, but the winding key on the side seems to indicate that it plays itself.
Maybe it can be both, like if you play a piano.
Actually, I already fixed the piano player.
By slapping, I bet by finding the rolls and slapping the person trying to play it.
No, I opened them up and tinkered with them. Yeah, see, I'm actually fixing the piano player.
So the player is a robot?
That's the impression I'm getting. So that's been taken care of, and now I'm about to take off again and go, essentially just go do other things.
Time to travel or to areas we haven't been to or need to travel back to.
Okay, we need nothing from the store, so we are good.
I guess you still have binoculars, or found every location you can with binoculars.
No?
No, there's bound to be more locations.
Now I've only discovered about maybe around a fifth of the map, and I haven't really been to very many places. I just discovered them. That's all.
Let's head to new locations and see what we can dig out of them.
You hear a rustling sound and trace into a small gulch nearby. Peeking over the edge, you see a goblin rustling around the brush. Presumably it's a gulch goblin rustler. Always kind of assumed that referred to a different sort of rustling, though. It looks up to you and makes some angry sounding goblin noises. I will jump down and fight it. Unfortunately, I can't charge the rustling tax.
You haven't been trying to get your outfoxing skills going up.
Well, it requires leveling up. Okay, he's 20 out of 20.
Ooh, what are these other spells you have collected?
One is the Great Northern Blizzard, but I don't have enough action points yet. Another one is the Butterbean, reduces target's muscle, mysticality, and moxie by 5. Yay, I have a goblin sandwich. This is both a sandwich for goblins and a sandwich where the meat is goblin.
Nice.
That sounds nasty.
To be fair, this is a character that will stick their hand into a nasty spittoon.
Yeah, but it can still sound nasty.
So this is the Shaggy Dog Cave.
A long story. So this cave is long and pointless?
Long and pointless? What are you talking about? A record of the events of the expedition to and into the Shaggy Dog Cave, November 1887, as recorded by Jim Blackwright.
Making a joke referencing the concept of a Shaggy Dog story, which is a long rambling tale that the end is either nonsensical or pointless.
Having acquired through various and sundry means a story which is interesting in its own right, but better saved for another time, a map purporting to lead to a large cache of jewels and ingots and precious metals hidden by the infamous highwayman and train robber Black Cole Jr. in the years before the cows came home. I, Jim Blackwright, along with 3 compatriots, these being Nathaniel Wyman, Cyrus Howard, and Douglas Watts, set out to find Shaggy Dog Cave and the aforementioned treasure.
I kind of want to know what this cow came home event was.
Our equipment and provisions consist of 1 cart and a horse to pull it, 4 additional horses to be ridden, 2 shovels, a spade, and a mining pick, a large coil of rope, 1 large basket of eggs, as well as an assortment of other trail provisions and cookware, my own collection of blacks and engraving tools, 1 large and shaggy dog, and a butt ford.
Why do we need a Shaggy Dog for a cave expedition?
I do not know, but we will find out.
I'll be right back.
After traveling for 2.5 days to the south and east, we arrived at a small town called Dirtwater, the largest settlement in the vicinity of Shaggy Dog Cave. Leading the dog to watch the horses, the 4 of us entered the local saloon and each ordered a beer, except Sai, who was satisfied with water.
Loser.
The barman provided our drinks as requested, and then withdrew a small wooden box underneath the bar, asking us if we'd care to witness something real interesting. Considering that we'd still have a few hours left to travel, we politely declined and asked him if he knew the way to Shaggy Dog Cave. He replied they had never been there personally, but gave us rough directions, which correlated nicely with the notes on our map. Upon leaving the saloon, we discovered to our dismay that some unknown villain had tampered with our wagon. Fortunately, the only supplies missing were the butler and the entire basket of eggs, apart from the one dug and concealed within a pocket for safekeeping. We also discovered that the dog had absconded with one of the horses, forcing Nate and Cy, after a drawing of lots, to share. There's a black hole. What else do we have here? After acquiring a barrel of fresh water for the trip, as well as a replacement butler, we headed out into the open desert. The sun shone down mercilessly upon us, though we took small solace in the fact that it would have been far more intolerable had we made this expedition during the sun months rather than November, in order to pass the time on the trip and resist becoming dazed from the heat susceptible to desert mirages. We exchanged stories of our youth, which I will not be retelling here for reasons of length. Before I do anything else,
I have an urge to believe one of those tales would make me. I'm starting to get images that one of those tales would end up being in like 100 years over the rim from the Twilight Zone for some strange reason.
however, I will relate to you 3 odd occurrences that happened to us during our trek through the desert. The first was 2 or 3 hours out of Dirtwater when Nate noticed a glint of sunlight upon a metallic object partially buried in the sand. This was revealed to be a brass oil lamp of foreign design and manufacture, which fortuitously still contained a quantity of oil. Deciding this might come in handy, we stashed it in the wagon with our other tools.
Good for them.
Our next encounter was with a nomadic goblin tribesman who we discovered spoke excellent English and inquired as to our destination, and we replied that we were looking for Shaggy Dog Cave, though we did not disclose the reason for our journey. The goblin confirmed that we were heading on the correct course, and mentioned that he only had a short time earlier witnessed a large and shaggy dog riding a horse in the same direction. We all agreed that this was an unusual sight indeed, and continued on our way.
Why do I get the feeling that goblins are Native Americans in this game?
Sometime later, we encountered a large adobe hut, occupied by 2 identical seeming old men with wild hair and long white beards. They invited us to take shelter from the heat, which we gratefully accepted, and introduced themselves as hermits. This struck me as a peculiar given that there were 2 of them, but I felt it would be rude to question them on that point. One of the hermits confirmed that we were near Shaggy Dog Cave, and the other hermit confirmed that what his brother said was true. They also commented that they had seen a large and shaggy dog riding a horse in that direction. We all agreed that this was an unusual sight indeed. The hermits refreshed our water supply in exchange for a butt-for, and we continued on our way, excited to finally be nearing our goal.
Did it say a hermit has to live alone?
After 2 more hours, we finally arrived at the Shaggy Dog Cave. Carefully keeping our excitement in check, lest we became incautious, we unloaded our equipment and supplies in the wagon and took a brief respite in the cool shade of the cave entrance. To celebrate our arrival, Doug unpocketed and shared the egg we had saved from our basket that had been stolen from Dirtwater. Once we were rested, we decided the time had come to explore the cave.
Okay.
This is getting good.
Discovering that we had neglected to pack torches, lanterns, or any other light source, with which to illuminate the cave, we declared that it was indeed fortuitous that Nate had discovered that antique oil lamp during our travels. He gave the brass a quick shine and lit the wick, and we were relieved to discover that it lit easily and provided a very adequate amount of light.
Good. Good.
As we headed into the cave, we were further encouraged by the fact that the floor was quite even and easy to traverse, and there were no side passages which might cause us to become lost. Despite this, I resolved to hang a number of plaques to mark our progress through the cave and engrave them with the tale of our journey, such that others who discovered the cave after us might be entertained and edified by our story. Soon we came to the end of the tunnel, while Nate, Cy, and Doug took turns with the excavation. I completed the last of the aforementioned plaques. It was a matter of perhaps an hour before Cy's shovel struck a wooden surface with a hollow noise, and we hauled a traditionally styled treasure chest out of the hole with great excitement.
We must be getting to the end.
Patience killing me.
The chest was locked with an ancient and rustling iron padlock, which broke easily from a single swing of our pickaxe. We opened the lid slowly, and the flickering light of the antique oil lamp shone brilliantly upon jewels of every color and shining ingots of precious metals, just as promised by the legends of Black Coal Jr. Joyous at our triumph, we had loaded the chest into our wagon and began the journey home. Thank you for reading, and may your own endeavors be equally successful. Signed, Jim Plackwright.
Now I'm not sure. This is long-winded.
But it's
I'm not sure
coherent.
if it's consequential or pointless to be to consider the Shaggy Dog story concept. There's nothing in the cave for you.
Nope, there's nothing here, so I'm just going to swim my way out.
Yep.
So, is it a Shaggy Dog tale because you ended up with nothing?
But it wasn't incoherent. It was a coherent story. Maybe long-winded, but coherent.
The aristocrats. What? Huh, forget it. Okay.
It is either pointless or incoherent. It didn't say three. So it means it can make sense but have no point to it.
Shaggy Dog Cave. Who picks the names for these places? Seems like maybe they started running out of ideas. Next one will be Several Birds Cave. Some kind of horse cavern. A pig or whatever gorge.
Oh, you're talking about people who are dumbasses.
Okay. I can't remember if we've been to the Stearns Ranch.
Yes, you have. But you found a doll and Kiri made a living doll Twilight Zone episode reference.
Oh, that's right. Wait, Wheel Girl doesn't know yet. I started the game over just a little while ago.
Oh?
And I came back to this point, and I decided to smash the altar with the goblet. The doll looked at me with red eyes and said, "You'll live to regret this."
Oh, so you came back here at some point.
Yeah.
Oh.
Either that or the doll will come back to haunt me.
Well, let's move on to places we haven't been to yet.
Yes. Places like the Dave Yard.
Graveyard?
The Dave
That's-
Yard.
Oh,
It better be full of Daves, or I'm going to be disappointed.
Here lies Dave B. Died with his boots on, but not his pants. Yay! You dig up the grave just to check the veracity of the epitaph. Sure enough, boots but no pants.
I don't know what I was expecting, but we steal the boots.
You already made the effort of digging.
However, the brown boots are not as good as my work boots. So, moving on.
I didn't say they were or weren't, I saying we took them.
These remains look pretty restless. Let's put them down for good.
Skeleton!
Yay, I got skull chips. Some itty-bitty bits of skull. Once they were good for keeping somebody's brain salsa inside, but not anymore. Also, my lava fava has now reached level 2, which is awesome.
Yay.
Yay. Here lies Dave C. 1828 to 1884. Went down in a theater.
Okay.
Dave C. Oh no. Went down in a theater. It couldn't be a Dave Chappelle reference, could it?
Maybe.
I don't know. No, Dave. I don't know what Dave B. Who, if that's the case, then I don't know who Dave B. was to be references as a man who went around with no pants but had shoes on.
Let's see. There's Dave Barry, Dave. Let's see. Dave Barry, David Blaine. The music is rather appropriate for this kind of thinking. Here lies Dave J. 1826 to 1884. Wrap up a pal.
Okay. Short and sweet and to the point. Yes, he got killed by a Maxim gun?
Maxim guns even exist at this time frame? Like, when did the game take place? Like 1890 something?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, if it is 1890, then the Maxim did exist.
We're gonna upgrade now. Upgrade out Fox.
Soon I will be level 2 without foxing. And I'll be smarter than a box of rocks. And I have a skeleton bone.
Which is not saying much.
And I has a skeleton bone. You don't have a bone to pick, but you do have a bone.
Yay, we got bone.
Descriptions
Okay.
actually nice.
Here
You're
lies
silly.
Dave L. 1790 to 1851. Died of a heart attack. See you in negative 36 years.
I don't get the negative 36 years thing.
Could that have been maybe like a tilde where we're saying like in about?
It's a hyphen.
Never mind then.
Here lies Dave G. 1847 to 1884. He was looking to the sky to save him, but even the sky can't save a fella from like 4 angry bears. Looks like the gravedigger left his lunchbox here. Oh boy, free
That's
lunch.
40, not 4.
You got an item, Vienna blood sausages.
Yay!
This
We got a
section-
can of meat, which is questionable because who would want to take a can of sausage that's been found in the graveyard?
Well, it's in the lunchbox.
So it is fresh.
This is a can
Still
of
gonna question it because I don't know how long the lunchbox been here.
this is a can of stubby sausages made mostly of blood, in a syrup that is also made mostly of blood.
Sounds tasty.
That's, I think, what they're going for, the blood sausage pudding, and I don't think there's that much blood in it.
Thermos
Oh, I
of
see.
spiked coffee. When you work deep underground, it's hard to keep track of whether it's the appropriate time to drink whiskey or the appropriate time to drink coffee. Eventually, you just stop trying. Increases your speed by
Mix
one for the rest of the day.
to it, totally. Mix to it, you don't have to ask what day it is. What time it is.
These bones are jumping around to beat the dickens. So I will beat the dickens out of them. Ooh, it's a smart looking skeleton. You can tell because he's wearing a chef hat.
That means in life, at some point, someone allowed this idiot to cook.
Here lies Dave D. 1848, 1884. The truth was out there. It killed him.
Dave Duchovny.
Yes.
What about Dave Duchovny? I don't know who this Dave Duchovny is you're talking about.
Mulder.
Did you ever see the X-Files?
Oh, him.
Here lies Dave G. Murdered by a different feller named Dave G.
That's confusing.
Is that the Drowning Pool singer?
Don't even know what you're talking about.
Give me a second. No, there's no Daves in that. Okay, there was a Dave Williams, but
Okay.
not Dave G.
I guess I'll have to look it up later. It's a pile of bones that isn't moving around for a change. It's mostly just boring, broken bones, but you do find a skull with a weird tag on it. This skull has a little paper tag tied to it, which has inter-cemetery loan on one side and some notes on the other. Alright, the Daveyard Mausoleum. This is one of those things they have in mausoleums. You know, one of those big marble things with drawers full of skeletons. Open one, open a whole bunch. Yeah, let's open a whole bunch. Hell with it. The skeleton of Tough Dave Maynard, Wizardin Dave Wayne, and Four Flushin' Dave McCree. Okay. Okay, we shoot this guy first. Oh no! Spooky damage. Okay, let's give myself some extra armor and attack attack the one in the back with the most hit points. go ahead and shoot him for good measure.
Gotta admit, this is kind of where I like Doc Alice. She has a shotgun.
Yes.
Well, the closest thing, hey, guys, the closest thing I got is from TV tropes that says, shut up. The Dave Yard, which includes reference to Dave Grohl, Dave Coultier, even David Bowie. It further implied that, despite appearances, Dave B is not David Bowie, but Dave Barry. Yeah, so each one is a reference to a person named Dave. The famous person named Dave.
I am at Outfox level 2. I am smarter than a bag of rocks. I am happy.
What happens, what they'll say when you get level 3.
I don't know. Let's grind and find out.
I'm happy you at least recover all your HP in between fights.
Yes.
So, you still leveled up even though you died.
I didn't die.
Why are you doing this again?
Grinding.
There is a secret sauce recipe apparently somewhere here.
I did not know that.
Probably further in.
I was not aware of spoilers.
Sorry!
You call that bashing of brains in? I'll show you bashing brains in. Yeah, take that. 7 hit points.
What? Whip?
Yep, that means they miss you.
Most games just say mint.
Blood beans level 2. Your bloodstream is chock full of tiny beans, which are in turn chock full of restorative proteins. I recover 5 hit points per round.
Yay!
That sounds wonderful.
It does. And best of all, I can keep doing this over and over and over.
I wish such powers existed in the real world.
Why would you want magic powers based off beans of all things?
I could be a circus freak and become rich. After all, men who can just
I
spontaneously
don't
create
know
beans.
how many people would actually want to deal with a person whose powers are centered around legumes.
Hey, if I can spontaneously create beans, I could also theoretically solve world hunger. Well, regional hunger, anyway.
Some of the things you do with those beans will be hazardous to people's health.
I suppose if they're allergic. How am I supposed
I
to know
don't
those?
care if you're allergic. Blah blah.
Sorry about that. Game's at full screen, so it's so it had to shut itself. But it didn't shut itself off, and it just lost focus. I'm back.
Welcome back. We missed you. We were scared you left us.
It seemed like the world had stopped for a moment. Cool, I got a gold tooth.
And a bunch more teeth you can just sell.
Perhaps you could sell them to a dental student.
Oh, your mystical level grew.
Alright, I'm going to stop grinding for now, but I'll come back to this later. Okay, I was assuming there'd be something special about that plant, but I guess there's nothing.
Wow, we're going in deep.
Some kind of ritual circle drawn on the ground in red chalk. I'm going to do a handstand on it. This is a pile
Hey,
of
some of the
burned
demon
rags.
of hell, don't come trying to me, us.
This is a pile of mostly burned rags that maybe used to be a person. You dig through the
Investigate.
rags and find a few things that look like they're worth keeping. Gore splattered scroll. This scroll is almost too covered in blood and viscera to read. Lucky for you that you've gotten all that practice reading inside of a dog. Okay.
Why were you inside a dog at any point?
I don't know. Human ashes. This is a human in the final stage of that whole ashes to ashes thing. Well, part of one, at least. The human gets harder to keep track of when it's in powder form. My mother was cremated. Anyway, some kind of receipt. You got an item, robe receipt. This is a receipt for the delivery of 150 black silk robes. Sounds pretty ominous.
I just said somebody needed 150 robes. It doesn't sound ominous at all.
Usually something that involves a lot of lamp enchanting. Yeah, let's go ahead and do one more 3 skeleton fight and we'll be on our way. Oh, super hot beam. Go pretty chick with rifle. I have muscle. I'm a beefy man. I'm thin and totally ripped. Beefcake, beefcake! Anyway, it's your partner. Might spooky. Nervous? Hell, after what I've seen, human skeletons are a walk in the dang park. Eh. Alright, let's go back to the map. Let's go ahead and check out Button Willow's store one more time. Gosh darn it.
You don't have enough for what you want. Well, we're getting there, dude.
Sometimes you just can't get what you want.
Well, it's also the stuff that you don't actually need at all.
Well, I wouldn't mind the Mind Your Meat book. Gives you the dickering skill.
So I'm just saying, sell some of the stuff you know you don't need.
I can name at least 3 items here that would need to have. The hammer, the pickaxe, and the book. That's pretty much it, though. Everything else I can probably get from grinding.
Well, then, let's go out and go noise some other new places we haven't been to. See what we can scrounge out of them. Then come back.
Gonna wonder about endlessly. Solitary skeleton. I'm just gonna go poke it with my stick. Moxie level 4. Very nice.
Yay!
You SB an empty whiskey bottle sitting on top of a fence post about 60 paces away. I will shoot it. With a single crack shot, you shoot and crack the single bottle. Nice shooting. My gumption is up. Your level of get up and get her done. Alright, what's up with the snake pit mine?
Who knows? But I bet there's a lot of snakes.
I think I'll stick around here, out here in the open air if it's all the same to you. Not interested in exploring a mine? It's just a cave with fancier rocks than usual. Well, gosh. It's an exposed meat vein. Which means I need a pickaxe. You look at the mining equipment, you have no idea what any of it does.
Wait, does that mean somehow meat is gold in this? Meat actually acts like gold in every way, shape, and form? Wait, what? What did you say?
No.
Yep.
Yep.
Holy shit.
So this first machine here, this is an automatic meat bifurcator.
I don't know why you need a bifurcator when everything is basically, when meat is basically gold here.
And this thing over here, this thing is used to extract igneous coke, sedimentary rubble, mixed pyrite. And let's go with sedimentary rubble. And then separate it. Susie's size. Keep going. A bituminous slate cutter, a seismic clay fracturer, an angular dust dissolver. Fuel into adulterated shale, gravel into black ore, kerf into carbide ash.
I'm still trying to figure out if this is there basically bullshitting because you have no idea what the correct answer is.
Susie rolls her eyes. Are you finished? You got a perk, Minesplainer. You sure do know a lot about mining. You're a real expert. You'll gain XP when you interact with mining stuff.
So basically you bullshitted your way to a new skill.
Yes. A coffee cactus. So I got hot coffee. Whether you're riding the range or trying to recover from a big city hangover, a cup of joe is always welcome. You're getting good at this stuff. I got a green thumb. You're no greenhorn when it comes to foraging. Gain XP from foraging. Nice.
Yay! Go to the mine and see what happened.
I will, but first I gotta do a little bit of a Russian dance. Alright, inside the snake pit mine. Pile of loose boards. You can see a snake coiled up in the little hole. Alright, pull it out and punch it.
What did the snake do to you?
It's a snake.
When it wasn't doing anything.
It was being a snake.
Are you saying you're a speciesist?
I'm saying I like collecting stuff. And I skinned it with my trusty knife, got myself coal snake skin. Hooray!
And you got 28 meat out of the situation, which is progress.
Unrefined meat nugget. There is a smoking snake in this smoking hole. Pull it out. It's a fire-breathing coal snake.
That sounds dangerous.
It does indeed. And that one looks rather ominous. Smelling salts. This is a bottle of foul-smelling ammonia crystals designed to disgust people into being more awake.
Oh yeah, first time they made an item correctly. It's everything it's supposed to be.
I have a pickaxe.
Oh, you said you grinding around you'd find some item you didn't need to buy for, and a pickaxe was one. Do you want meat out of that? Time for the big one. Mash the eggs! Too late. 3 eggs hatch.
There's not enough skin on any of them to be worth collecting. Hooray?
They just hatched. What did you expect?
I expect a great many things. Back to the map I go. You crest a hill to see a skeleton propped up on its elbows. Looking through a pair of binoculars at the horizon, I guess he died before whatever he was waiting for showed up. I have disposable binoculars, even though I already have some. You know, I'm going to wander around some more. Off the trail shoulder, you see some ancient petroglyphs carved into a rock. I will translate them. They seem to translate to, "My first is the first of a burning coal." Intriguing. You find a wrecked bank stagecoach with a strong box in the back. It's too heavy to carry, but too locked to open. And I don't has lockpicking skill, so I must leave it be. Oh no, it could have been something nice. Your booze sense alerts you to the presence of a rock. Confused, you move the rock, and sure enough, there's a bottle of booze behind it. You were afraid for a second that your booze sense had been replaced with some kind of rock sense. A floating cow skull in the middle distance. Doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. He will in a moment. Because I'm going to shoot him. Actually, I'm going to poke him with my stick. Cow fangs and a brass bull ring. Yeah, I forgot all about taking out these bandits. So I'm going to sneakily wander toward the house, but be sneaky. I'm going to weigh my options. You're not going to be able to get past without alerting the gang inside. Give the dog a bone. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, you achieve your aim. The dog begins contentedly gnawing the human femur. Good for him.
Okay. Good boy.
Hinges of the gate are really rusty. If you open it, the guys are definitely going to hear it. Oil the hinges.
Yep.
You use the last of the oil in the can on the rusty hinges. The gate swings open easily and silently. You creep up to the door. You can hear the gang inside. You notice the door jamb is busted, probably from being kicked in. There's a crude hasp made of bent nails on the door. Looks like the bandits have just been locking it with a padlock from the outside when they leave. I will lock them in. You quietly lock the door from the outside. I will arrest them. Okay, fellas, the jig is up. The law! Get the boys! Darnation, we're locked in! Aw, I want their weapons. Come out with your hands up. You can't come. We can't come out. You locked us in. Oh yeah.
Well, you can come back later, I guess.
That's the house of the desert gang. All right, all except for the house. That is. Did you get away? What was I supposed to? I'm just messing with you. Here's your reward. I almost have enough for that book, which I know I'm going to need. Alright, let's head back to the desert house. Oh, right, I locked them in. It's a shame. I was hoping to get something. Oh well. Alright, Cavern Canyon. Dangerous spider. Oh no! Spider. One of us better watch the horses. They ain't going to do much good if drug off into a hole somewheres. Weapons? Fancy knife. You hear a sudden chittering coming from that big hole behind you. Oh, crap. This is, this may or may not... Aww. Poo-poo.
It killed you?
No, I can't go back in. It's saying no way you going back in there.
A door. Let us open it.
Yeah, I want to try to kill the spider. You can see the gang on the other side of this big pile of junk, but you're not going to be able to get to them from this end. Maybe if you had more legs, you'd be able to pick your way through it. Gosh darn it, I want to kill that spider and get whatever goodies it has. Because I kind of... I kind of blew my shot. I'm sad now. A horrible skittering noise, followed by a scream, followed by more horrible skittering noises, followed by more screams, followed by some rapping noises, followed by some muffled screams. And there's more skittering than silence. Yeah, I totally want to go inside. The gang has been prepped for spider consumption. Is that the stripy hat gang? What happened to them? They had a run-in with a giant spider. A giant spider of justice. Fortunately, the reward is for results rather than explanations. Groovy. Another wanted poster. The Potemkin Gang. For unlicensed civil engineering and flaunting of construction regulations. Last seen in an unregistered settlement north of Dirtwater. Yeah, another wanted poster. Lots of criminals around these parts. The Black Hat Bandits. For horse theft and the selling of counterfeit glue. Last seen headed north toward the old millinery. No good can come of criminals with access to hat-making machinery. You mark the location of the millinery on your map and spend some time saying millinery over and over. Millinery. 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 It's a good word. This is the kind of knife you'd wield at a fancy cocktail party. Yeah, I'd believe it. Glamour is up to level 4. And I got an Infernal Soul Fragment. A wispy, tattered little bit of Infernal Cow Spirit just hanging out on this side of the pail going, boo! Boo!
I feel like most of the stuff you're getting that isn't XP is pretty much worthless.
No, they're not.
Well, the ones you get in battle seem to be.
For cowardice. Quiet as church on Tuesday. Guess we missed the party. Yeah, it must be abandoned for some reason. Just like the old saying goes, when life gives you cannons, make a cannonade.
I remember...
Boring personnel records, examine. They're incredibly boring. No, really, I want details. Fine, you read one. Major Ezra Wolf 2, 66 Beanslinger Division, pay grade 06. B, 1.1452. Deceased, 7770, blood type B, killed in action. Satisfied? No, another. Walter Reed, okay. Now you're just looking at the same ones you've read before. What is wrong with you? I can't get enough. Military grade whiskey. Special kind of government whiskey designed for soldiers in the field. It's fortified with all sorts of vitamins and things and can be used in a pinch to sterilize or at least make the victim feel better about a battle wound. Very nice. Hard tack. This cracker is definitely optimized for shelf life instead of taste. This stove is beyond clean. Ooh, spice rack. Shaker of saltpeter. This was the subject of a classic comedy bit at the Last Supper. Yeah. The cupboard is bare. And also it's not really a cupboard. I want to go in the general's office, but I don't have a key or a lockpicking skill. Alas. You hear the sounds of several goblins snoring inside the tent. Go in, guns blazing. Okay, folks, I need to take a small breather. I will be back in about 5 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Dang it!
Dang what?
I can't find this joke this part because I can't remember the last part of the joke. Something involving lemons, melons, and Lennon. I can't remember the last part to make it work. But I did find a question that says, if life gives you lemon, what does death give you?
So what does death give you?
That was someone was asking. They don't have an answer.
I'm back. An unlocked footlocker. I guess that makes it just a footer.
I guess.
Got a chemical bullet. In addition to lead, this bullet is made with a substance that is highly poisonous when it gets into your blood.
Can you eat it?
It poisons an enemy. Incendiary. This is a bullet made with extra flammable gunpowder. Sets an enemy on fire.
I don't know if that's 100% accurate to what an incendiary bullet is actually made of.
Well, keep in mind, a lot of this stuff is mostly just humorous descriptions. Army Field Trauma Kit. This kit only contains materials for treating physical trauma. For the mental kind, you're better off sticking to whiskey.
Did they just promote alcoholism to solve your post-traumatic stress disorder?
Yes. The lock on this footlocker has rusted away to almost nothing. Kick it open. Ooh, silver bullet. Cool and smooth as a mountain stream, propelled by gunpowder through the flesh of your enemies. Deals extra damage against cows and undead. Fun little fact, Mountain Stream is the Kingdom of Loathing equivalent to Mountain Dew.
Nice.
Okay.
As you will no doubt see later on in the browser game, Wheel Girl, I noticed that you were playing it last night.
I played a little bit, then wandered off and got stuck in playing Sam and Max, the Telltale ones.
Luckily, you don't have to play Kingdom very long because they actually have a system put into place to prevent people from endless grinding. What they've done is that they give you a limited amount of turns, and once you're out of adventures, you can't do anything for the rest of the day. You have to wait till tomorrow.
I didn't even get to running out of adventures. I just stopped and just moved on to playing 7 Max until I finished the entire first season.
There's a counter on the left side of the screen along with your character.
I know. I just saying I didn't run out. I just left.
Oh. I just figured I'd mention that. This shelf still has some unlooted medical supplies on it. None of them looted. Oh, they have a safe with the controlled substances. Based on the papers and anatomical diagrams scattered across the surface, you're guessing this desk belonged to Fort Cowardice's nurse. Papers. Papers are mostly just boring medical records, dental daguerreotypes, lamentations, and antibiotics that haven't been discovered yet. That kind of thing. Oh hey, what's this? This looks like it might be important. Marching orders. This is a set of army marching orders from before all the army's marching orders were march back just east just as fast as your little yellow-bellied. March back east just as fast as your lily-livered little yellow-bellied feet can go, you damnable cowards. Try saying that 3 times fast.
I'm confused here. How can somebody basically cry about not having antibiotics when they're not vengeance, so shouldn't they not know about them?
Well, essentially this was ordinary marching orders, and then eventually it was get the hell out of Dodge. Diagrams. Just a bunch of disgusting drawings of sliced open bodies. This cot is soaked with blood. The plus sign just said that this must be the Mac tent. Okay. This sign has the goblin word for toilet on it. By the way, I learned that if you actually take the time and get inside that one doctor's house before you kill the goblin in the bar basement and learn how to speak goblin, you find that the goblin is actually rather nice and wants to leave. In fact, he's a fourth party member.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ouch! We killed a potential party member.
Yeah, all because he didn't know how to speak goblin. This sign says
This
toilet
just
and
bolsters
goblin.
my theory that in this game, goblins are basically Native Americans.
The sign says toilet and goblin, which makes it seem pretty likely that goblins use this tent as a toilet. No way are you going to go in there. Yikes. This mishap definitely got somebody fired. Unusually sized cannonball. I will take it. Demi-Culverin cannonball. This cannonball is made to fit a Demi-Culverin, a cannon with a bore diameter of 10 centimeters. No demi less, no demi more.
Demi Moore?
Yes, that was intentional.
Somebody needs to be punching the balls.
That somebody's name is Jick. J-I-C-K.
There we go in the... Okay, now what? Contact this entire place. Now what?
Trying to think.
Above the railroad?
Let's hold off on the railroad for now. I think that's a main quest.
It is a main quest.
Let's go ahead and head back to the store and pick up that book.
Now let's get the ability to lockpick everything.
Nah, that's not available now.
What?
The contents of the store changes every day. However, we do have a similar important skill, Dickering.
Oh wait, this is the wrong. Wait, wrong store. I'm thinking of a different store.
The Dirty Water Mercantile?
Yes. But we gain the skills to tackle. Yep.
Yes. Okay, let's look at our items.
Let's read this book and how you destroy this one.
You read the book from cover to cover and learn, among other things, that its cover price is way too high. Dickering. You drive a hard bargain and you never let anybody sell you the long end of a stick. After you're done reading it, you use your newfound skills to pawn it off on a wide-eyed rube for 60 meat.
Oh, at least you got some meat out of it.
Yes.
Yay!
Okay. Well, I scraped off the giblets from that blood-soaked scroll. It says to take a pile of human ashes, spread them out in the shape of a person inside a red chalk ritual circle, then sprinkle them with stardust and place a mostly perfect or better glass sphere where the heart would be. Anyway, that's the gist of it. The actual text has a lot more these and thous and such like that. Plus, there's a bunch of weird gibberish you're supposed to say out loud while you're doing it. Okay. It's time you start gathering clues about the whole paramabulated dead situation that's going on around these parts. You grab a notebook and paperclip the receipt to the first page. Necromancer Journal. I should check that out. You found a receipt for a delivery of robes. Looking at it more closely, you see that there's a surcharge for delivery past Boulder Pass. That means the Necromancer's lair is definitely west of the mountains. Good to know. Progress. The tag on the skull has a serial number and says it was borrowed from the submission catacombs on February 19th, 1886. Jeez, this thing is really late. The back of the tag has the catacombs address on it. Discovered a new map location, Old Mission. Skulls, check them out. The mini piano isn't playing right now. Want to turn it on? You wind up the crank and the piano starts tinkling merrily. So merry, so tinkly. Okay, so what else can we do? What about the marching orders? This is a set of marching orders directing a rifle division to Fort All Dead, far to the north of Dirtwater. Discovered a new location, Fort All Dead. Treacherous territory up there. A feller ought to be careful. Will do. I believe we're done with all the items for now. So.
Did your wanderings about your items turn anything up useful?
Yeah, new locations.
Hey, first one's on the other side of the mountains.
Well, we've definitely got locations all over the east side of the mountains. And I guess it's time to start turning in some quests. So
Turn in
let's
some
head
quests?
back to Dirtwater.
You're already in Dirtwater, I thought.
No.
Okay, turn in some quests and then I guess eventually get to the railroad so we can get to the west of the mountains.
Ooh, snake spleen. The spleen is the seat of the fiery humors, or at least that's what you've been told. You don't have much of a sense about humors. Okay, time to turn in some quests.
guy.
Have you got that saltpeter? Yep, got it right here. That's the stuff, thanks. Okay, the next thing I need is a certain kind of hot pepper. It's called a murder pepper. Because it's really spicy. Because it literally has a knife and kills people who ask dumb questions. They grow in the area just outside of town, but you should be able to find one if you wander around a while. Okay. Okay, there's the Potemkin gang. I'm looking at my side quests. The Millinery Bandits. Poking around Dirtwater to see if anybody needs any help. And the pepper. That's pretty much it. We're just about done with the side quests.
I think that both locations east of the mountains. Or at least ones that are coming out of Dirtwater.
You go to sleep. You dream that you're having a fight with a pale giant in a pitch black void. Suddenly all your teeth fall out. You wake up quite refreshed. Well, okay then. You wake up refreshed and restored, and hungry, and sober. That's Bozy. Day 2, the second day of the rest of your life. Hey, there's no new items. I feel ripped.
Dude, chip this off.
This guy looks like he's in a lot of pain. You okay, buddy? I'm pretty sure my leg's broken, so no. What happened? Traffic accident? No, it just sort of broke all of a sudden. I guess I don't get enough vitamins or whatever. Good nutrition can be difficult in this day and age. I'm gonna need some medicine for this. Can you help me? Sure.
You should just tell him to walk it off.
Thank you. There's a mission up north. The nuns up there run a little hospital and sell medical supplies. Can you give me some broken leg pills? Okay, coming up.
You take the Skeleton Grove pit in pill form.
Okie dokie. First things first. Let's wander around for a murder pepper. You catch a whiff of something that makes your eyes water. You trace it to its source, a vividly colored red shape hanging from the scraggly little plant. This must be the southeast western murder pepper the feller at the jewel was looking for. Your finger and thumb immediately start throbbing as you pluck the pepper. You toss it into your rucksack before it can do any more damage. This incredibly spicy pepper grows only in a narrow region of the West. Hot.
I imagine it's delicious.
Oh, hi, Adam.
Ah, nice big one. That'll last a while. Good going. Okay, so if you're still looking for stuff to do, I need someone to go check my mail. I ordered a new saute knife, but I haven't got time to go fetch it myself. Here's the key to my post office box. P.O. Box 441. Sponsored by LT&T.
I sense that's meant to make fun of AT&T. I don't know why, but I think that might be the case.
Possibly the Loathing telephone and telegraph.
Probably.
Open box 441. And a torrent of junk mail falls out to reveal a knife just sitting loose in the box. You pick it up. Saute knife. Even though you're holding it, you're pretty sure there's no such thing as a saute knife.
Hey! Adam ruins everything, ruins a knife. A parody of Magic School Bus. This is gonna be fun.
Even though, anyway, it's too thin to use as a weapon, so it's not even worth stealing. Back to the chef. Excellent. This will work a lot better than that hammer I was using. Okay, I need one more favor from you, but it's the most important. I used to have this recipe for a very secret jerk sauce, but my jerk friend Dave J stole from me, and then he died and took the secret to his grave. Literally. I mean, he was buried with it. You want me to dig up his grave? He's dead. He won't mind. Oh, okay. So it's off to the Dave yard. Off to the side of the trail, you see a covered wagon and a small family of settlers who look upset. You folks okay? We're on our way to Dirtwater, but our wagon went and broke down on us. That's rough. You're liable to get attacked by bandits out here, or snakes, or coyotes, or ghosts, or other things that basically live exclusively on stranded travelers. Is there something you can do to help us? Give them a ride to Dirtwater. Alright, I'll give you wait a minute. You got 2 horses hitched to this wagon. Why don't you just ride the horses? What? You know how to ride a horse, don't you? Just ride the Dirtwater. But these are cart horses. Oh, for the love of... Help them ride the Dirtwater? You help the confused settlers figure out how to sit on the back of a cart horse and lead them back to Dirtwater on a rope. Dicker in level 2. Okay, let's try the Dave yard again. Don't you just love random encounters?
Yep.
Okay, Dave B, Dave C, Dave J, dig up the grave. You dig up the grave and pry open the coffin. Instead of a corpse, it contains a garbage bag. You reach into the garbage bag and are surprised to find that it's full of pudding. No, it's not just pudding. It's pudding and motor oil. Who would do this? You finally manage to reach all the way to the bottom of the bag and retrieve a sodden lump from the bottom. You unglob the wad and dry it off, and wash your arm in a nearby ditch. This better be worth it. Dave's secret sauce recipe. Just combine these ingredients in a small pot, stir, and abracadabra, wrap up a pal. I'll have to take his word for it. And an abandoned minecart in the middle of the desert. Yay! Unrefined meat nugget. The one my jerk friend Dave J took to his grave? Yeah, I got it. Now my slop will be world famous. Here, let me give you something for all your trouble. It fell in the slop, but it's still good. Yay! Sloppy chef's hat.
Yay!
All in a day's work. Time to consult my armory and leggery. +3 mysticality. You should eat the slop you've already bought before you buy more slop. Yep, nobody's coming up on stage. I'm sad. All right. Okay, now for the broken leg guy. Let's start with Butterfield Ranch. Alright, time to find a cow. A hell calf. Wow, 96 hit points. I probably am going to need to have to put up the armor first.
Are you suddenly wearing a chef's hat?
Reduce target's muscle, physicality, and moxie. Ooh, roasted cow tongue. A lot of people don't like the idea of eating something that can taste you back. And believe me, nothing about this particular cow tongue is going to change their minds. Extra thick leather. Leather taken by force from one of the lesser of the region's demonic cows. There's a rope tied to the fence post here. Yay! Free rope. There's something buried in the smoldering embers. Ow, ow, ow. Red hot poker. Is it better than the weapon I have now? We have the fancy knife, that's +3 moxie, 7 to 9. A little bit less moxie, but it will deal hot damage, so I think I'll go with the hot damage. Alright, what's next? You notice some words carved into the side of the outhouse. Curly was here. Wait a second. You recognize that name, Curly. Curly Butterfield. The legend of Curly's meat. It looks like maybe this outhouse is worth investigating. Luckily, you don't have to actually go inside the outhouse, because once you open the door, you find a map scratched onto the inside of it. Mine just west of the ranch labeled Coal Ridge. Coal Ridge Mine. There's an inset map of the mine itself with a big X scrawled between 3 strange triangular icons. Curious. Alright, before I do anything else, I'm going to consult Susie. Get her opinion on things. Damn it. Damn them cows. I ain't gonna let them get away with this. Why do they do it, do you think? Why do they do it? Ain't no reason. It's just what they do. Ascribing reason to these beasts is just hog feathers and duck feed. You have nothing to churn. I should have something to churn. It would be nice. To your horror, you see that every single cow in the Butterfield dairy herd is now an ungulf. An infernal cow spirit bound in stone. They're not dangerous unless you get near them. Okay, let's throw up some armor. And attack. Shooty shoot. You tamper with the forces of nature, making you yourself a force of nature. An item, Menundo Geode. Sometimes a pocket of intestines remains behind when a cow undergoes the transition to an infernal ungulf. And you get one of these, a stone sphere full of boiling tripe. There are still an effectively infinite number of ungulfs here. I will walk away for now. Okay, I can't do anything else for now because I need lockpicking. And apparently I need Forage and Skill 2 to get this tuna cactus. Alright, let's look at Coal Ridge Mine. You notice a campsite off in the distance that appears to have been very comprehensively trampled to ruin. Let's go there now. This tent is a real mess. It looks like it was trampled by a whole herd of cows. There's something odd about it, though. This knapsack seems like it's taken a lot of abuse recently. Most of the contents are trashed from being stomped on. You do find a dented can of potted meat, though. You also notice that the knapsack has a knife sheath strapped to the side, but you don't see the knife anywhere. Nothing says quality like meat in a can. Or rather, nothing claims quality like the label on the can of meat.
Pictures of canned chicken. I don't trust most canned meats, except for Spam, because Spam is Spam, and I tried it. It's not that bad.
I've had it as well.
Huh? What's up, man?
I've had Spam as well. It's pretty good. Especially when you fry it on a griddle.
Oh, yeah. It goes great with mac and cheese. And applesauce. This campfire has been thoroughly stomped on and kicked. Someone was real serious about fire safety.
No.
Yikes. You think maybe this used to be a person? What a mess. Cows did this to a guy? I reckon so, judging from these tracks, but, what's wrong? Something about these tracks ain't quite right. What do you mean? They aren't spaced out right, and they're uneven. Okay, what does that mean? I'd say either the cow that made these tracks was drunk, or it wasn't the cow that made them. There are cow tracks leading away from the mangled corpse. It probably wouldn't be hard to follow them. Since you have reason to believe these tracks may be a fake, you could either follow them or head in the opposite direction. You follow the cow tracks for 100 yards or so, after which they stop suddenly. There doesn't seem to be anything of interest nearby. Well, damn. Alright, let's go the opposite way. You head in the opposite direction about a half mile and discover another campsite, this one occupied. You observe the campers carefully from a distance before approaching. They're dressed weirdly in brightly colored baggy clothes and white face paint. As you get closer, you realize they're dressed up as rodeo clowns. Gross. Why would they do that? There doesn't seem to be a rodeo happening anywhere near here. Yep, let's approach it. Let's approach it, the camp. A side note, in the old game, clowns, you fight clowns. You kill clowns. You skin them and use their clown skin for armor. I actually have a clown skin buckler. And a clown skin vest.
Probably good quality.
And a set of bloody clown pants. Alright, let's see what these guys have to say. This rodeo clown is playing a harmonica. The tune he's playing basically goes... Do 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 do. Do do doodle doodle do 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 do. Oh god. He nods politely but keeps playing. Do 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 do. This rodeo clown is eating a comically large haunch of meat. He narrows his eyes at you as if to say, mine. This clown is idly juggling a knife. Howdy, stranger, he says with a smile. Converse. What are you guys doing out here? Camping? You can tell by the campfire. What I mean is there's no rodeo or circus around here, so why are you guys in rodeo clown outfits? Oh, that. Our circus is up north. We're on break, so we decided to take in the sights. What sights? Nonsense. Check out those cactuses over there, and those mountains, and, well, all this sand. Plenty of things to see. I guess so. What circus? I didn't hear anything about a circus in the area. Oh, you wouldn't have. It's just a little traveling show. You aren't missing anything. What's it called, though? It's called Barnaby Bob's Perfectly Normal Traveling Circus Sideshow. Perfectly normal? Why is it called that? Accuracy. How far north is it? Oh, pretty far. Too far for you to worry about. No, really, how far? It's up near Goblin Gulch. Wow, that really is far north. Right, exactly, too far. You walked all the way from here? You walked all the way down here from the northern part of the territory for sightseeing? On your break? We get really long breaks. We have a good union. Look, I'm not stupid. I may have literally fallen off a turnip truck recently, but that doesn't mean I'm stupid. What are you guys doing here, really? The harmonica player stops playing, and the clown's eyes grow very cold. His friendly grin turns into a snarl. We're traveling tutors giving lessons in minding your own friggin' business. Would you like a free sample? Bring it, you pasty-faced goons. Clown with a gun. Clown with a knife. Clown Mook. I'm going to guess that maybe they have magic. I is going to cast a free spell.
Did we just find a gang of clowns?
Yup.
Yes, we have. You know, you can punch me and stab me all you want. I'm just going to regen all my health. Well, that's one pack of demonic rodeo clowns that won't be troubling people anymore. And boy, did you not expect to be thinking that sentence today. Mysticality level 8. You poke around their campsite for a bit, but don't find anything of value apart from the leader's knife and a ticket to the circus. Well, the harmonica maybe, but that clown has lips all over it. Ugh. I have a clown knife. The blade of this hunting knife is glistening with clown spit. Ugh. People who lick their knives to look intimidating are basically the worst people. Damage 911. Circus ticket. Barnaby Bob's Perfectly Normal Traveling Circus Sideshow. Admit 1 plus partner. You also find a note in one of the lead clown's pockets. Ew. It seems to be orders to check out an abandoned tannery not far from Dirtwater. It's probably a bad idea to let these guys wander around near town, so maybe you should investigate. Danny's Tannery. A simple 3-man tent, which probably sleeps about 40 clowns. Ow. All right. Let's head back to the Coal Ridge mine because that's where I was originally heading to. You find the flyer for a dynamite store up north. It's charred around the edges like it got blown here by an explosion. Dynamite Dan's Discount Dynamite Dare House. Dynamite Dare House. I will go there later. Have fun with your rocks, Haas. I'll watch the horses. Some of these rocks might be valuable. Well, if you bring them out here and they're on the level, I'll help you carry them back to town. Oh, great, thanks. Oh, there was a ring in the beer cactus. Floral ring. You found this ring embedded in a plant. You like plants. Makes foraging random encounters much more likely. Alright, let's go inside the mine. What's going on here? There's a row of lockers here. Must have been used for storing the personal effects of the fellers who used to work this mine. First one is labeled Ellsbury WM. Doesn't have a lock on it. Label, and the second one is covered in some kind of white goo. Third one is labeled Loose Ben and has a combination lock on it. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the first one. Ellsbury's helmet. According to the tag inside, this hat used to belong to somebody named William Ellsbury. 2+ armor. And a bottle of laudanum.
Ooh, laudanum. That stuff's good.
It is?
Yeah, that's the painkiller. You give everyone an Oregon Trail.
This tincture of opium is widely lauded as a super great thing that's great to use all the time. Is that about accurate?
Yep.
Hope you don't get addicted.
This cart was abandoned in a hurry. You gained 59 meat. Ooh, meat vein.
That?
Is there anything else here? No? Okay. Whoa, this just opens in onto a 30-foot shaft. Tie a rope to the crossbeam. Sure is dark down there. There's that rope. Good old rope. I think I'm going to start using the arrow keys to move from now on, because I keep wandering outside when I shouldn't. This is the spot Curly's toilet notes mentioned. Yeah, I have a compass. This was Curly Butterfield's compass, but that dude must have always been lost because this thing points every which way but north. You don't like the spiral one bit. There is evidently something in here. It's an exposed meat vein, throbbing and pulsing, warm. This card looks like it's only partially real. Looted anyway. Oh, this one's dripping. Black fluid oozes from the vein. A scabrous mass sits below it on the floor. Take the fluid. This spiral makes you uncomfortable. A slit runs the length of the methane. Reach inside. It goes in further than you expected. It's warm. Keep going. You're up to the shoulder when you feel a beating heart. Rip it out. My moxie is up to level 6. You want to stop looking at the spiral right now. Oof. Looks like this guy should have picked better friends. I have a pickaxe.
Pedaling pun. Hello?
Hello?
Hi there.
Good.
Internet there or something?
I wasn't sure if you... I wasn't sure if you were listening.
Okay, the second locker is covered in some kind of white goo. You open the door to reveal a skeleton covered in the same white goo that was on the outside of the locker. Ah, you get it. This guy must have died after his coworkers played a prank on him, where they stuffed him into his locker and then filled it with shaving cream. I can't believe you dang jerk stuffed me into my locker and filled it with shaving cream. I died from that, yells the skeleton, confirming both your insight and his vengeful murderous intent. You know what? I'll fight him anyway. Even though he has 74 hit points.
Okay. But this means if you win, you get a lot of XP. Okay, maybe not a lot, because of how easy you took him down.
You're around the corner in a box canyon and find yourself face to face with a pyrobove. You're boxed in.
I believe in you.
This place don't seem real safe. At least we know the merchandise is genuine. Oh, God.
I don't know whether to be happy or sad. Whether to be happy or sad to hear it's unsafe, but we know that's actual dynamite.
A year's worth of dynamite. Alright, now for the old mission. I ain't the churchy sort. Think I'll wait out here and catch up on my whittling. Fair enough, I'll call if I need you. Pew. Pew pew. Pew pew pew. You're not a priest, so you shouldn't mess with any of this stuff. Pew pew pew. It's an empty relic case with a spot for a skull. It's an empty relic case with a spot for a pelvis. And a spot for a finger bone. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. What's wrong, sister? They came back. They just came back and took them. I couldn't stop them. Whoa, slow down. What happened? Our holy relics. The saints just tore them up out of the catacombs and took them back. Wow. I didn't know what to do. I thought maybe they'd fire me if I tried to stop them. The cardinal will be here any minute. What am I going to do? To start with, take a deep breath and try to calm down, okay? What's your name? I'm Sister Mary. My name's Reese. Now, what's this about saints? Our missions are missions to protect the 3 sacred relics. I'm the relic keeper. It's my specific job to look after them. Wait, do they call you Memento? She shows you the ruler she keeps tucked in her sleeve. No, they do not. Memento Mary?
What were he about to say?
Memento Mary? Is that a reference to something?
None that I can think of.
I don't know, but it sounds like regardless whether it is or isn't, it sounds like something she doesn't want to be known as.
Okay, so what happened? The saints, it's too horrible. They just came to life somehow. They came up out of the catacombs, all skeletal and ghastly looking. I mean, it's probably blasphemy to say that, but I nearly fainted. And they took back their relics? Yes, and if they aren't recovered before the cardinal gets here, I'll be in so much trouble. How much time is there? Well, he's actually a month's overdue, so it's probably not all that urgent, but still. Alright, I'll get them back for you.
The Cardinals late, saying a one-person paranoid, knowing that for Cardinals who's over a month late.
Alright, I'll get them back for you. Oh, thank you. Oh, wait a second. Are you going to have to fight them to get the relics back? Because that's probably blasphemous, too. I mean, probably, but if black magic brought them back to life, it's like super blasphemous, right? So it evens out. Oh dear, the Cardinal's going to want to have a very long talk about this. But go ahead and do what you must, I suppose. This coffin looks like it was hauled down here fairly recently. Look inside. It's empty. Curious. It's a precariously balanced pyramid of skulls. They're all riled up and twitchy. Kick it over. Are you sure there's a lot of them and they're really mad? Maybe angering all of them at once isn't a great idea. Kick them. I will kick them and then I will freeze them. Actually, wait. No. Nah, freeze spell isn't going to do all that much damage. Fuck. Oh, I can reduce their stats. Ha! Even 5 heads aren't better than this one. This skull has a gold tooth. Take it. This skull is twitching in an unnerving fashion. Well, I guess there's no way it could be twitching that wouldn't be unnerving. I'll bash it good. And another gold tooth. This skull is sitting at a weird angle. I guess it's notable for some reason. Look at it. The skull is resting on top of a commemorative spoon. Your treasure hunting senses are finely honed, though not very discriminating. I have a souvenir spoon. It's one of those collectible pewter spoons you get from going to the gift shops in different graveyards. This item goes in your offhand. This skull is whispering at you. This doesn't seem right. It just sounds like gibberish, though really creepy gibberish. It's an empty alcove. There's a little serial number written below it. Oh hey, this is where that skull you found goes. At the center of the pile of skulls, you unearth a shiny black stone. It's making more noise than stones usually do. This stone is only whispering, but it's still eerily louder than most of the stones you encounter. Very weird. These bones are jiggling and rattling in an agitated way. Alrighty then. A skeleton with 2 skulls. I will give you the bean burn.
Sounds spicy.
You won! That's what you get, you dumb old skeleton. This pile of skulls is strictly decorative. This way to the Pasillo del Santo. It's a plaque. Here lies Saint Beefus. After he died, his body kept trying to rise to heaven, but it was just so heavy it kept flopping around a bunch. They had to enter him into a big stone sarcophagus to put a stop to it. Gross. Jeez, they really knew how to build heavy stone sarcophaguses back in the day. Let's open it. You grunt and strain, then force the heavy stone sarcophagus lid open. There's a skeleton inside. Holy crap, his bones are huge. Fortunately, he appears to be asleep. Let's wake him up. St. Beefus. The bigger they are, the harder they excommunicate. So we have St. Beefus's thigh. His legs were so big he had to sit in 2 chairs at a time. St. Beefus's finger. St. Beefus was so big that he had more bone in his little finger than most people have in their entire arm. Hooray! Here lies Santa Cortada. She was drawn and quartered by heretics, and then the quarter that had her head on it was beheaded. The dismemberment was so effective that nobody was able to get her body to stay together even after she was just bones. Spooky. This saint appears to be resting in pieces. Reassemble. Reassemble. Okay, you're pretty sure you got the bones assembled correctly. Fight. Nope, at the very last minute the bones fly apart again. Seems like all you accomplished was making them angry. Rats. Alright, let's start with the head. I will bash you with my hot poker. So the rib cage heals all the party members, and the pelvis does nothing apparently. Santa Cortada's skull. This skull has had a real on-again, off-again relationship with the rest of Santa Cortada's skeleton. This ring makes you feel like you can be in multiple places at once. Here lies Saint Pope. He was excommunicated for impersonating a pope, but there was some kind of bureaucratic issue, so they weren't able to unbeatify him. Okay. I am a pope, seriously. Saint Pope stands beatifically behind the dais. He just keeps doing his pope gestures, ignoring you. How could someone look so smug without even having a face? The longer you watch him, the more he gets on your nerves. Insult. You unleash a torrent of insults that would make a sailor blush, and a sailor's mother ashamed of a sailor. Saint Pope's eyes narrow. Looks like you finally managed to make him mad enough to fight you. A skeleton cardinal anoints Reese Kane for 10 sleaze damage. Oh no. Pope's pelvis. It's never been used. Oh. Fake Pope.
That a virgin.
Fake Pope hat. The audacity. Yeah, I'll stick with the chef hat. Alright, I do believe we're done here. Let's head back upstairs. Return the finger bone of Saint Beefus. The pelvis of Saint Pope. You pop the Pope pelvis back in its Pope pelvis plinth. Sister Mary's pleased as punch. You lock the skull back in its little glass prison. It seems annoyed, but Sister Mary thanks you effusively. Oh, praise be, thank you. I'm glad to have helped, sister. I must reward you for your efforts, though. We don't have much, but I can give you this old censer. We don't have any use for it anymore because Sister Penelope is allergic to the incense. Look, I don't want to tell you what you can and can't say, but let's just call it a shiny gold-colored metal censer and leave it at that. What is this? And I'm going to take a drink and hopefully not have to spit it back out again. Okay, nobody knows. Okay, offhand. Let's go ahead and make my mysticality a little bit more efficient. Time to go to the old millinery. You see a glint of light in the distance. When you get closer, you realize that the sun reflecting off the lens of a discarded pair of binoculars on the ground. Hey there, Susie. I think there's another ranch in this area. Don't know nothing about it. It's pretty new. Okay, we'll take a look. Lazy Dude Ranch. And 5 bandits lounging around on big piles of half-made hats. It's the law, skedaddle! The bandits scatter like cockroaches, each shuddering themselves behind a different door. Guess you'll have to wrangle them individually. Fine.
Oh, this one's a puzzle. If after a few tries you need me to help you out, I will. But until you tell me.
This was apparently the demo model from a player piano showroom. It's only got 3 songs in it. They're all children's versions of traditional songs that are in recently invented public domain, and they're all set up to play just the first few seconds on a loop. People who worked here must have hated it. Okay, first off, I'm going to turn off the... That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. What I want to do is go to my inventory and turn off the mini piano. The yellow rose of public domain. So what is the purpose of the songs?
You want me to explain it, or do you want to figure it out yourself? Now, is it a musical puzzle, or is it in the names of the public domain tunes? It's a music puzzle. When you hear him whistling, that's kind of a clue as to how to find him.
Is that whistling you hear? Now, do I have to play another tune on the piano afterwards?
Nope.
Am I supposed to just brush up against these doors? Ah.
Jacques, who is the ones that you think is actually him?
My old public domain home.
with 2 of them here to try and figure out which hat is different.
Yeah, that one moved.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, I wonder which one it could be.
Yep. And you solved this one on your first try.
Well, you did help me a little bit.
At the same time, I didn't spoon feed you the answer.
What we got here, an old hat shop. Yeah, funny place for a bandit hideout. Literally all hat and no cattle. Eh. Where'd you find them? That old millinery? Yep. Of course, you know, bandits would be a lot harder to find if they didn't keep picking such thematic hideouts for some reason. Anyway, here's your reward. All in a day's work. By the way, this is in the shadow of the cells. This empty cell is all ghostly.
Yeah, we'll just say that it's kind of ghostly.
A 5th wanted poster. The Gherkin brothers for kidnapping, brining kidnapping victims, and attempted sale of human flesh for consumption. Last seen headed for the old abandoned pickle factory.
I'm just gonna say this right here: the pickle factory is basically a huge puzzle.
You know, the old game also had a pickle factory. Weird, this place is so far away from town. You never smell working tannery? Ooh, lucky you. Guess we better check it out. It sounds like there's a lot of fighting going on inside the tannery, except instead of the regular fighting sounds you're used to, like shouting and gunfire and chairs being broken over people's backs. You hear a lot of ghostly bellowing and shrill cackling laughter. Sounds like a really bad scene. As you enter the tannery, the second thing you notice is that the place has been abandoned for years, probably since the cows came home. A lot of the equipment is wrecked, and all of it is covered with dust. The first thing you notice is that there are a bunch of rodeo clowns in here, fighting with, well, they aren't cows exactly, they're more like the possessed skins of cows. That's a little strange, because you've seen people wearing, for example, cow leather chaps, and you've never seen anyone be attacked by their chaps. Maybe there's something about the tanning process that makes leather impervious to possession, and these cow ghost whatevers are untanned hides. In any case, the clowns and cows seem preoccupied enough with their fighting, they haven't noticed you. At least not yet. You beat the cow, but the enemy of your enemy is apparently not your friend, because the clown decides it's his turn to be on the right side of the screen. Uh-oh.
Damn clowns.
Well, that's one clown and one cow down. You hear a lot more fighting going on in the rest of the tannery, though, so that pal in the back will have to wait till later. I don't care much for these clown fellas, but if they're against the cows, maybe they're alright. You won't be satisfied leaving here with any cows still alive, will you? Only been a short time, and you already know me so well, Hoss. Ooh, leather shears. These heavy-duty scissors have little serrated teeth and are designed specifically for cutting cowhide. Very nice. And a handful of nails. Time was these would have been brads, but nowadays man does not live by bread alone. Your attempt to sneak up on the cows fails, assuming that you were even sneaking and not just moseying over. The cows appear all too willing to add your face to the list of faces they hate, and turn their attention to the clowns, who jump on this opportunity to get the jump on their ancient enemies. Also, Seaberry, I'm sorry I didn't notice this before, but I did see your message during the Yellow Jacket guys stream, and I did inform Avian about your predicament. I also made a cheap X-Men joke at your expense. True to form, the clowns who were on your side in the fight now betray you. Damn clowns. It feels kind of strange to be fighting alongside demonic clowns, but I guess war makes strange bedfellows. Please ignore the fact I just used demonic clowns and bedfellows in the same sentence. This scene has the makings of a real brawl. Not only does one of the clowns have a nasty look in his eye, nastier than typical, but one of the possessed cowhides is stretched on a tanning frame, which makes it stronger somehow, I assume.